we knew as a staff it was going to be harder than North Dakota State. One, they got some older players. They're more athletic. They really play hard, and they kind of, their press to their traps to their zone, and it's great for us because we haven't faced that. Obviously, it wasn't a stellar first half. The turnovers, just, some of it were unforced. I mean, you don't catch the ball, you step out of bounds twice, Selton gets a rebound, throws it in the backcourt. I mean, those are 5-6 possessions that if you cut those down, the way we've shot the ball lately, you're hoping to add 8-10 points on it. Now it's a whole different, game at halftime. So cut the turnovers down second half, only 3 in the first 16 minutes. Got good looks today for that, and we only have 1 day of prep because you play Sunday, and we went through some 5-on-0 zone offense, and that we were down to 8 guys, as on Sunday, and we just didn't have enough time to simulate them. But we had a good practice yesterday, and Coach Kelly and scout guys, Drew and Jordan, all those guys are getting after our other guys, and it made them, hopefully get ready. And so it was better second half. Obviously, Mark's little run second half was good, double-double for him, and he led us on to play hard. And in 21 minutes, Selton coming off the injury and didn't play, he gets a double-double. I think that's the first of his career. And then obviously Nigel's just consistent. Wyatt just brought it up. He goes, when he misses, you're surprised. And he's in that little groove. We got to find ways to get him shots, get him open shots. That's why it helps when Marquise is in there at Selton. Got other people to deliver. So defense has been, obviously from a year ago, there's no comparison. But we got to see if we can do it now against upper level teams. And, Wichita just won at Oklahoma State tonight. They found ways to win games. They grind them out. They're tough. It's going to be a great challenge for us, and hopefully we've made some improvement since Kansas City, and we'll be ready for the next test, which is Sunday at 5.
Bruce, you've always had really good defenses. How did you get this group to buy in so quickly into everything?
Well, one, we got better last year. If you look at it, I brought this up before. From I think it was February 8th or 9th through the end of the season, that last month, in analytics, we were the 6th best defensive team in the country. So now, the first month of the season, we might have been 6th worst defensive team in the country. So it's just, so that experience, understanding really helps. But you got, Marquise brings a whole dynamic, his pressure. Selton is a good defender. Mike and Mark are older guys that have physicality. And then the coaches, Coach Lowry, this is his thing. He loves it. He prides himself. Our preparation is good. And I think we learned that if we don't play defense and do things right, we're not going to beat the best team. So this will be really, we got to stay connected. And, Wichita hasn't scored a whole bunch of points for the most part. But we can't give them easy ones. The one thing I guess the one negative is just, 9 offensive rebounds. And we killed them on the boards, and we had 15, which we said we should be able to get, because if you look at their stats, because of their scrambles, they give up offensive rebounds. But we got to do a better job we got to limit those second chance points. And I know they only had 3, but get 9 rebounds. Those are big possessions, and especially in a close game like you would anticipate Sunday and from now on, the tougher games coming up.
With Mark, I feel like when he got here, maybe the rub on him was he was just kind of a spot-up shooter at Missouri. Now you got him doing everything, driving the basket. He had a dunk tonight. Are you at all surprised by his versatility, or is that what you were hoping?
I watched him in high school, and he was a really good player. And he played point, he played 2. They coached Waldo at Edwardsville High School, one of the legends of Illinois high school basketball, and he never ran a ball screen. Kind of old school. And he said, "Coach, I gotta put Mark in ball screens and help him give him opportunities and make decisions." And then he got to Missouri, obviously 45 from 3 as a sophomore, one of the leaders in the country. and that's what, they kind of used him. They had other guards, and when he came here, this first conversation, I was driving back from, I think, East or St. Louis with our family, and he called after he had put his name in the portal, and he just said, Coach, I want an opportunity to do more things and I watch you guys, you run people off screens, you use ball screens, and I want to have the opportunity. But he's just got to make good decisions. I think that's the big thing. He's got to, I've said since, the thing that surprised me is athleticism, his strength. I always tell him he's a man-child, and use that body, so it just, once in a while, he just overdoes it. And that would be my only thing if we can get him to cut back. But, I guess one play for 10 rebounds, I'll take that.
Did Mark Smith go into a little bit of a shell in the Kansas City games?
I think it was you guys for him, that Illinois game especially, and even probably anticipating that, it was tough. It was very emotional for him. And if you go back, he got booed pretty on the introductions, and he was Mr. Basketball in Illinois, and could have went a lot of places, and it didn't work out. And so I think growing up, from that, hopefully, and I've got on him. We got on everybody, but I got on him hard. Like, either you're a player or you're not. Come and play. Use what you do well, and so hopefully, we all have bad games, we have tough games, emotional games, but now I think his biggest thing is staying focused at the right things, the things you can control. We talked about this all year. Giannis if you go back and watch one of those YouTube videos, and this is the best player in basketball. He says, control what you can control, your attitude and your effort every day, and that's what we've talked to Mark and all our guys about.
And do you like what Miguel as well as Noel bring you off the bench?
Oh, there's no doubt, and I could all start. I mean, but when you bring those two guys off the bench, defensively it brings a whole different level. Offensively, Marquise obviously shot the ball better from three. He's made some couple nice passes. His defense, his steals, does a lot of good things. And once in a while, again, his old habits, just gambling, just doing little things. If we can cut back those every week, one less, that'll help him be more consistent. But again, like Mark, I said before, and the coaches have told me, sometimes you got to give him a little freedom because he makes some plays. But when you fly by a shooter and then to me, that's just solid defense discipline. That's not, going for a steal or something. Those little things he got to get better. But, he wants to do well. He wants to buy in and do what we ask. I think Selton saw us against North Dakota and said, man, these guys played all right without me. I better get my butt in gear and get back out there and do something. So good effort by him also.
Coach, I asked Nigel this when he was in here, but just how important is a healthy Davion Bradford for you guys?
And again, I wish he was further along, but, Casey's still 3 for 4, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, but he didn't, 3 turnovers, and he didn't catch the ball, and then he fouled again, and, but I need Casey to be like I don't need 15, that's his career high, but I need him to be solid and good and he's got to be smart. He's older, he knows basketball. But then if we get Davion, he's not anywhere near where he was a year ago at this point. He knows it, he wants to get there. It's going to take a little time, and hopefully we can get him to that point. He still, gets 6 offensive rebounds today, gets a couple buckets, but he's still, we need some practice, and the problem is right now, he had to sit a couple days last week when we came back, and, and he sat for a while with the pneumonia, and so it's just going to take a little time before we really get him. I had hoped maybe mid-December, but maybe my Christmas list is a little too early. Santa's not coming till Christmas, so.
And then how do you get Ishmael going? We saw flashes of it early, maybe not as much as past 2 games.
He's got to get open shots, and he's got to work. We've talked to him. He came in the other day. I sat with the coach, Southwell sat with him watching film, and you You got to work to get good shots. They just don't give them to you. And then if you make some, then they're really not going to give them to you. And he's got to run to screen. He's got to run out of screens. He's got to make another play. It just, but he's starting to get some rebounds, which is good. And I think if the more other guys play well, now they can, hopefully that'll allow him to roam a little bit, and we can get him some easy shots.
What was the explanation you got on the double technical with Nigel?
They said both guys interacted. One did something, somebody you're not supposed to. I don't know if you guys saw it on TV. I don't know.
And how do you assess the physicality of Logan down low in the paint?
He's trying. Logan tries. I mean, if anybody on our team, that young man, he cares so much. He cares too much. And, he's trying. He's still learning. He's maybe a little step behind. Him and Casey both went up for layups, and I always say you're not in a rose garden shooting layups. This is basketball. People are coming, and you got to go up strong. So, but he battles. He might not know what's going on all the time, but he battles and he tries. And he's a great young man. He comes in with the coaches and, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? Draw it. Let me draw this up. Let's watch film. He cares, and he's gonna be a good player. He came here originally to redshirt. A year ago when we got him, he was gonna go prep school, and then we said, if you come here in redshirt, we got weight training, we got strength coach, nutritionist, coaches, and obviously with circumstances with injuries and that we didn't really have a choice. So to me, I told the coaches, hopefully like in 12, 13 with DJ, you had Jordan, you had Thomas, and then DJ would come in. It would be a couple minutes, but he would always help us. And it could be a rebound, a putback, just something that, at the key times, if you can have that depth. And Carlton, we thought, he just said it was too long and he wasn't loose enough to go in at the end.
Sultan's really impressed me this year. And then today I was really impressed by his late in the shot clock three-pointer in the first half when things weren't really going right.
Yeah.
What weakness does Sultan have? It just doesn't seem like we've seen much of a weakness out of him this year.
He's made that lefty layup, and that was he even kissed his hand. I don't know if you saw it, because we've been on him about that. But I would say his weakness is that he tries to make a big play all the time. You don't. Sometimes we show him, hey, it's just an easy send back to Mark, and he makes a three. You still get assists. You don't have to throw a no-look pass to somebody. I would say that would be the thing. And then off the ball on defense, he could get better. He wants to be on the ball, but sometimes the guy goes off the ball. You still got to guard him. And I think those two things he could make improvement. But again, the rebound, that was my Christmas wish list last year, and he definitely is, because he didn't have one by Christmas last year, I think, at all. So he finally is realizing also if he gets a defensive rebound, guess what he gets to do? Push the basketball. And we got that versatility. I think we watch his staff getting those guys in the corner, giving us space. Casey runs hard. Davion runs hard. You got a lot of different weapons, opportunities, hopefully, if we make the right plays to score.
Anything else for Coach?
Big game in Wichita. I know a lot of people kept asking me, Kellis, I don't know how many times you asked me you're going to play, and we're playing it. I was the one who called them. I wanted the charity game last year. Obviously, the COVID, I wanted to help people that were in need with COVID, and that got canceled, and we went as we continued to talk. I think it's good for college basketball. It's a huge game for us. They're good. We also went there because of our Wichita fans, and to be an interest allows some opportunity for our people to come. So I know COVID's still a threat for some people to go to games, but we hope we have a great crowd there. It's a great game. We're going to have to play with some toughness on Sunday to find a way to win. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.